Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We are back here at Lexus of Clearwater, and guess what? I have one of those unicorns that I've been able to finally track down for you. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2017 Chevrolet SS. But before we get into the final year of this high-performance sedan, let's talk about what's going on here. So the Chevrolet SS, what that car represented, what this car represents is the enthusiasts. The enthusiasts were really wanting a four-door V8 powered performance car. The interesting thing is that this wasn't built in Detroit. It wasn't even built in the United States. It was built in Australia when General Motors had control of Holden, that Australian car manufacturer. They decided to take the Holden, rebadge it, change some of the sheet metal and some of the interior pieces, and bring it to the United States as simply the SS. Now what's fascinating is these cars, even though people were begging for it, they were going to their local churches, they were doing all sorts of rubbing the rabbit's foot, their lucky rabbit's foot, where they were actually getting live rabbits and rubbing their feet to try to make this car happen. The sales just weren't there. And it only lasted a few short years, from 2014 to 2017. Now, if you're looking for one of these, because that's pretty much the story of human nature, we want what we can't have. Now that they stopped making them, now people are tracking these down. Just like the Pontiac GTO, the modern Pontiac GTO, people are tracking these down. So what I want to find out is, if you're looking for an amazing performance sedan and you want a V8 underneath the hood, should you be adding one of these to your garage? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Chevrolet SS and find out. Right off the bat, I love the body style. They really got it right, making it look classy, but also giving it some of that muscle. Now, the front of the business, before we just dive in, you have to remind yourself, this is a 2017 model year vehicle. And if you're really smart, you gotta go back to 2014, because from 2014 to 2017, they didn't really make a lot of physical changes to the car. So just keep that in mind. Don't compare this to a 2025 performance sedan. It's already 8 years old, but I think it's still gonna surprise you. At the front of the business, you see the headlight design that they were doing back during this time period. You do have your projector beam headlight. Everything else is gonna be Thomas Edison light bulbs, except for the LED daytime running lamp. So you do have the old-fashioned incandescent light bulbs, but LED on the DRLs. Love that flared fender. You see how it's just super clean, but super aggressive? Working our way down, you do have LED fog lamps, a little bit of shiny chrome, which I could do without. I wish that this was a dark chrome finish, and you do have functional corner air curtains. But let me know what you think so far about this Chevrolet SS. Now, as we come across the front nose, you have that blacked out bow tie floating there within the gloss black grille. Perimeter is the shiny chrome style finish. I wish it was dark chrome. So I am gonna zonk the shiny chrome, because this is a performance sedan. If this was, you know, a fuddy-duddy sedan, I could understand the chrome, but come on, bring some nice dark chrome finish. You got your SS badge. Remember, SS stands for Super Sport. And it's fascinating because this is the only time in Chevrolet's history so far that they've made a vehicle that was simply just called the SS. Usually it would be Chevelle SS, Camaro SS, things like that. But this is simply just the SS. I kind of like it because it really hones in on that super sport performance. You do have a large bit of gloss black in the center grille. Obviously, if you're buying this in Florida, I would rip off this plastic license plate holder to really let the whole grille show through, but you can see the functionality all throughout to bring nice cool air. And then you do have a little bit more chrome finish around the lower bottom portion. But let me know what you think about the look of this SS. Now remember, Pontiac GTO was a two-door, and that made a big return in the early 2000s, around 2004. This came about in 2014. Ours is the final year, like I said, 2017. Now, as we rise up, love the nice crisp lines. You got a light bulge in the hood, everything really nicely done with the style. We have functional heat extractors on both sides. They are gloss black. I'm okay with that because it matches the other gloss black that's on the grill. And technically it's not gloss black, right? They call it that ceramic carbon flash metallic style. So it's got a little bit of metal flake to it. Now, as we come around the bend, what are we working with wheel and tire setup? These wheels are unique to the SS. Large V-spoke design, nice machined aluminum with some metallic silver. It's a 19-inch wheel. Tires are going to be 245 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and you'll notice we got 4-piston Brembo calipers. We actually have Brembos all 4 corners, that nice ragu tomato sauce bright red. Large rotors, and the suspension has been fine-tuned for that high-performance twisty bit driving. And the best part about this car is it's rear-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive, and definitely not front-wheel drive. Coming down the side, I do have to zonk the fake vent. It's kind of cool how you have the side marker light, but make the vent functional. Come on. That's a big no-no. So we are zonking that. You got your color matched on your mirror caps, nice small mirrors. Up top, you do have a standard size sunroof. And from the side of this vehicle, this is basically a midsize. Like, it's in between a compact and a midsize in like this gray area. But it's definitely closer to the midsize than a compact size. We do have shiny, bright metalwork on the door handles, on the trim, top and bottom. Not my fave. I wish it was a dark chrome finish. But what I do like is that nice, aggressive side sill extension that's full body color. Working our way towards the rear, good size on the quarter window. And then out back, because this is rear-wheel drive, we are going to get a little bit more rubber to meet the road. So you still have a 19-inch wheel, but now tires are 275. Remember, they were 245 on the front, 275 out back. The reason why they do that is to give you quicker steering. And the reason why we have wider tires out back is because to get the grip, to get the stick to the ground. You'll notice the 2-piston Brembos. Nice to see Brembos all 4 corners. You do have a limited slip diff. And you do have, on this final year, 2 transmission options. Both of them are 6 speeds, a manual or an automatic. Coming towards the rear, I like the nice, clean, body-colored trunklet spoiler. Doesn't have to be too over the top. This is the style of the taillights. Remember, don't knock it because this is 2017. Blacked out bow tie, SS badge, super clean. And then get ready for this. This is my favorite part. Dropping it down to ground level. We got a quad tip exhaust, staggered setup / cut with a carbon flash metallic lower bumper area that matches the carbon flash metallic that you find on the front of the vehicle. But this is actually a special one for me because this is the first time I'm actually seeing one of these where I could touch it and we're going to be able to go on throttle in it. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and check out the heart of the SS. All right, guys. I remember as a kid seeing those commercials where it said, should have had a V8, could have had a V8 for that V8 tomato juice drink. Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about should you have a V8 or could you have a V8? Because with this SS, you do have a V8. Feast your eyes on that LS3 naturally aspirated V8. Now, I am going to zonk the engine cover, not because of the size of it, it's just very plain Jane. They could have done a little, they put all this chrome stuff all over the place, could have done something a little bit nicer, because you know you're going to want to pop the hood to this vehicle at your Cars and Coffee event. But I do like the way at least it has the V8 badge. You got your throttle body, Nice custom airbox, specifically made for the Chevrolet SS. But what do we got? It's a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated V8, 415 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque. You can have a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. Don't zonk me. This one has an automatic. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, and this is how you need to live your life. Beggars can't be choosers. I'll try to find a manual, fingers crossed, but I'm just glad to bring this one to you. 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, quarter mile in 12.8 seconds at 113 miles an hour. Top speed is governed to 160 miles an hour. MPGs, 14 in the city, 22 on the highway, and the vehicle weighs 3,985 pounds. Now, what's interesting about that weight is that even if you look at the previous generation of the Dodge Charger, because remember, when this was out and about, the Dodge Charger 6-pack, well, 6-pack didn't exist. If you compare the weight to a new 6-pack, this weighs less, a lot less. Even if you compare it to a Scat Pack with the Hemi V8, this weighs less. So, something to think about when you're thinking about the driving dynamics of the car. But why don't we go ahead? I want to fire up this V8 and hear its roar. All right, guys, this is literally my first time sitting inside any Chevrolet SS, but it really is a special car, and it's a damn shame it did not get all the love that people promised that they were going to give it and want to buy one. Now, I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I regret every day I wake up, I look at myself in the morning, I regret not buying a Chevrolet SS. I listen to my friends, and I'm wound up buying a BMW. And I don't like it. I want a Chevrolet SS. I need a Chevrolet SS. How much is this one? This particular one, the asking price is $50,000. Like I said, these cars are appreciating, not depreciating. Do you understand what that means? Prices are not going down, prices are going up. Listen, you made the mistake, you got the BMW, you only have you to answer to, but let's see if now is the time to buy this one. To the door panels, I do like the materials. Soft touch up top, nice Alcantara with the red contrast stitching. I do have to zonk, though, the gloss black, not in the center, in the control area for the window switchgear. Too much gloss black. Bad placement. More red stitching. You got enough room in there to where you could walk. While you're going to walk, I would drive this car. Drive over to your local Burger King and get yourself one of those crispy onion Whoppers, and you could put it in there with a large fry and a large Pepsi to wash it down. We do have the Bose sound system. And then going from the door panel to the dash, the Alcantara, the leather. Look how nice and perforated the stitching. The SS embroidery. Yes, you have the gloss black, but you're really not going to be touching it here. Slide your booty in. What do you have going on? 8-inch infotainment system. What's crazy is, even though this is a 2017, we still have our full touchscreen. You have your navigation. Don't put in the comment section that's dated. The car is 8 years old. Give it a break. But it actually functions very well. You even have Sirius XM. I'm rocking out to 80s on 8, man. I mean, come on. Throw it into reverse. Backup camera takes up all the space. It is a little grainy, but still not too shabby considering you got your trajectory lines, which are great. And then we're right back where we started. There we are. You have real knobs and switchgear for your audio controls. Check this out. 3 stages of ventilated seats and 3 stages of heated seats. Very nice touch. Down below, you got your dual climate with the LED readouts, the digital readouts, put on your circulation. You got a little bit of a area down here where you can put your peanut M&Ms so that they melt in your mouth, not in your car. This is going to control your 6-speed automatic. I do like the leather. What it would be nice if they put the SS badge on the top here. You have your mode selector switch. I'll show you this when you come to the business side, what it does. 2 cup holders. Here is your key fob from during this time. You're a superstar. It's got remote start, which is nice. And then you could shank somebody with this. Somebody, you know, says bad things about your Chevrolet SS at a car show. Boom, shank them. And then you can put it back. Soft touch. Love the stitching. Open it up. You got a 12 volt. And that's about it. But you can put easily, I would say, 2 Granny Smith apples in there. I'm a big fan of apples. Apple a day not only keeps the doctor away, the dentist away, it gives you better oral hygiene. It's a palate cleanser. If you're looking to marry somebody or be in a relationship with somebody, here's a piece of advice. Have them stick out their tongue, even before you kiss them. Because looking at their tongue, you could tell how healthy they are or how disgusting they are. And they'll give you some type of EBGB if you wind up making out with them. I just saved you a lot of trips to the doctor for that cream. Seats, the leather, the SS embroidery. I like the way they even do these little kind of doodads they added just to make it look like a race seat. The leather's nice, good bolstering, electric assist for the passenger, electric assist for the driver, and you do have a standard size sunroof. My only zonk is why did they give me this weird light colored headliner? That to me is a little weird. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel and what's in this SS. Come on over, let me show you. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 2 memory seat settings. I like the aluminum sill plate. I just wish it had SS or something. Even the bow tie. So that's a zonk not giving me some type of SS badge or a bow tie. I do like the pedals. You do have an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. Would be nice to have that aluminum clutch. But why, oh why, do they not do aluminum dead pedals? That's a zonk. You can hear somebody just had a heart attack. The siren's going by because this car doesn't have an aluminum dead pedal. All the seat controls are very easy to get to, which is nice. I'm 6 feet tall. This is very well laid out for somebody of my stature. Steering wheel, not the sexiest. I do like the fact that I know a lot of you are gonna like that it's flat bottom. It's got the good leather. That horn button is just atrocious. Put the SS badge, not a gold bow tie. There's no other gold bow tie anywhere on this car. Flat black on the switchgear. You do have paddles to rock it through that 6-speed automatic. And then just like cars were born with years ago, you got the analog gauges, tach, speedometer, coolant gauge, and fuel gauge. And then you have that small, titsy, eatsy, beatsy, small color digital display. You'll notice it says sport up in the right-hand corner. You could do tour, back to sport, and then performance. And what's nice is that the exhaust gets louder or quieter. It's an active exhaust, which is really good. But that's the technology where we were with screens. Itsy bitsy, titsy, small screens. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the backseat area, because I want to find out what it was like back in 2017 to make out in the back seat of a Chevrolet SS. All right guys, backseat time. Oh yeah. Yeah, lots of good room back here for making out back in 2017. Seats, the nice leather, the stitching. They didn't cheap out and just put like regular vinyl seats back here. Even on the side, look at the touches. The leather with the stitching. That's where a lot of car companies today, that's where they cut back and try to lower the price for them of what they're spending to build a car. Nice size pockets. This is where you could put, you know, some Twizzlers. Maybe, ooh, I know, after you're done making out, you could have a nice small roll of white powdered donuts. The Hostess, what do they call them, like donuts or something like that? You could have a couple packages in there and just like smash it in your significant other's face while you're making out. Rear seat area, you do have AC vents, but there is no connectivity. I can't zonk it because, like I said, this was 2017. What's crazy is how high the drive shaft tunnel is. That's kind of crazy how high. If you're sitting in the center, it's like you're riding a horse. Kind of crazy. But I'm not sitting in the center. I'm driving the damn car. You're sitting back here, but nice and comfy. It really is. Center armrest. Gotta get it. Yeah. Ooh, nice and soft. And then this has a pass-through. The seats don't fold down. To do the pass-through, you pull this down and you can get to your snacks and stuff. Nice the way they put cup holders in the pass-through. That's a nice touch. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in that trunk because I want to go on throttle with you in this SS. All right, guys, time to get into the trunk. Now, what's amazing is you got a big V8 underneath the hood, but wait until you see how much room there is in this trunk. Hold the button, pops right up. You're looking at almost 17 cubic feet of space. You'll notice that you have a large pass-through because you can't fold down the rear seat. They actually did that on purpose to stiffen up. Look at the frame here. To stiffen up the rear of the vehicle, but you do have that pass-through. The other big piece of news is that in a day and age where you don't even get a spare, this actually has not only a full-size spare, but an actual spare wheel. That beautiful 19-inch wheel. That, to me, is really telling of how the industry has changed since 2017 to now when it comes to simple things like a spare wheel and tire. But why don't we go ahead, enough chit-chat. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's put the throttle down and go on throttle in this Chevrolet SS. All right, guys, we are leaving Lexus of Clearwater, and we're inside this 2017 Chevrolet SS. And, you know, it's one of those things that, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. Would I want the manual? Of course. But at least I have this one for you. Now, one thing that's bothered me right off the bat, I don't know if you can see it on my face, a lot of glare coming off the chrome perimeter around the shift lever and the gloss black on the center console. But why don't we go on throttle from a dead stop? Are you ready? I'm ready. On throttle, here we go! Nice sound coming from that GM performance exhaust. And what's wonderful is that it gets the power to the ground very, very effectively. We got that limited slip diff. I do have it in full performance mode. And I'm letting right now the 6-speed automatic shift for itself. Getting to all the switch gear well within reach. Nice to have, like I said, heated seats, ventilated seats in this vehicle. And really a nice, comfortable layout. It's not as large, of course, as a Dodge Charger. And I like that. It feels more like a CT5V Blackwing when it comes to the size. Obviously, we don't have all that horsepower, but 415 horsepower, 415 pound-feet of torque is a good amount of power. And the key is to this car is in the driving sensation, the driving engagement that you have. You may not be able to beat every car out on the road at your drag strip stoplight setup, but it's very balanced. It handles really well through the twisties, and it's a car that they just don't make anymore. And it's sad that they don't. Away from the light, you do have a nice large head-up display, which is good. Steering feels fantastic. It's got a nice weight to it. And the wheel itself, like I said, on the actual thickness of the wheel, it feels really, really good to rotate through as you're going down your favorite twisty road. The 6-speed is not as sophisticated as a lot of other modern transmissions today, but it gets the job done. And like I said, you can use the paddles to go up and down the 6-speed automatic. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Nice shifts. I'm gonna take the shift lever, push it over to the passenger side. That's gonna let me use the paddles to go through the gears. What's awesome is in the head-up display, you actually have a gear indicator, which is nice. Handles very well. Very, very balanced for a vehicle like this, especially with having a V8 hanging off the nose of the car. Now, the paddles, they are plastic. I wish that they weren't plastic would be nice, and I wish they were a little larger, so I am gonna zonk both the material they're made out of and also the overall size of the paddle. Visibility is great out the windshield. And here we go. On throttle, here we go! Yeah! Love the sound of this Chevrolet SS. That LS3 naturally aspirated power sounds so sweet. So sweet. And it's really linear too, which is nice. Listen to that power. Gauges are easy to read. And the car is very tight. What I mean by that is I'm not hearing any creaks, any rattles. There's not a lot of wind noise, not a lot of road noise. Like I said, this car is 8 years old. Whoever had her took very, very good care of her. That's for sure. But the seats, supportive. They could use a little bit more bolstering, but they definitely have more bolstering than a Dodge Charger. Whether you're looking at the current Charger or the previous generation Charger with the V8s. Downshifts are nice and smooth using the paddles. Nice to have the gear indicator. And then we're gonna go on throttle one more time for you because this SS is a lot of fun. I could just imagine how awesome it would be with a manual transmission. That's really where it would be perfect. And like I said, it's just a damn shame that more people didn't jump on these when they were available. It's like, you ask for what you want, they give it to you, and then you don't want it. And then when it's gone, that's when you want it. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Nice. Like I said, the handling is really, really good as well. It's not just about the straight line, but the handling is really good. And that's where this vehicle, I mean, like I said, when it was built by Holden, you think about the Australian supercar series, this was the type of car that they were running, and that's why it's tuned the way that it's tuned. And then the brakes, of course, the Brembos, all 4 corners. But I hope that this has been a good overall review of this Chevrolet SS, the final year, 2017. We're gonna get back to Lexus of Clearwater and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, another great day in so many ways here at Lexus of Clearwater. Definitely want to thank Tyler, Anthony, Preston, the whole team, getting us access to this final year, 2017 Chevrolet SS. Let me know what you think. Should you be buying one of these now before the prices keep going up, up, up and away, especially for clean, low mileage examples? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti family. Gotta give it up to Latte Lori. She has caffeinated herself to where she says that she wants to film 10 cars today. So we're gonna see if we can make the magic happen. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.